you doing, folks? So I got a lead from a friend of mine. There's actually three of us in this about an arcade, well, a warehouse, an operator that has a few machines and spare parts in a warehouse. It's not far from me, and the other guy, one of the other guys, was trying to organize this with us included, and he's kind of far away, so he couldn't quite get it organized properly, and so he passed it on to me because I'm very, very close to it. So I'm going to just check it out, see what's there, try and price a few items, and get back to the other guys, and we'll see what we do. We might actually end up taking a few parts at least, and maybe a few cabs. We'll see what he has. Let's go have a look. Let's see what we can spot. I'm going to try and film some of it if he's okay with it, at least to document and show the other guys, and then we'll take it from there. But let's get there first. The thing is right up, you know.
This place upside down because only after we used to rent you. I'll just show you. This is what we make. We make 32 boxes completely.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Make the whole lot. So it's all local.
Still making them?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be making with the blanks here now, but
see, I'd say the pub trade as well is kind of effective.
it's gone.
Yeah.
So I've only gathered up some of these few machines there, right? I know you've no interest in them. I don't know. They'll be coming off locations for us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you fixed them or what.
Yeah, we do. We all do. Like I fixed the old. I kind of like the older machines myself. So I'm always looking for spare parts for these. But they like and fix those machines themselves. So if it's not working, it's even better because it's a project for us.
That's okay. I've some there, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what's working, what's what. I mean, there were ones, huge ones that they're just gone out.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfectly shooting games.
Yeah.
Like they were crazy.
Yeah, they were.
So I went out to them in Turkey and in Veston, nice company.
Yeah.
And,
do you mind if I take a picture of those cabs, actually?
I'll show you this one.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
And then you can go around and you can do whatever you want to do with it.
Sorry.
These ones, slot machines.
Oh, yeah.
These are no good shit, these are all roulettes.
The poker cabs, some of them I can convert back into arcade machine.
Okay.
These ones, for instance, these are perfect for.
But they're the good. They're the newer ones, though. They're what you're looking at is the brown.
The Norris.
Norris.
Yeah.
Brown Norris. Yeah. I have some there back there. That older cabinet.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
There's there. You see, they're perfectly our shooting games.
The House of the Dead. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had fun with this.
House of the Dead is good. This is a good House of the Dead. I think these are House Days I work in. They were going out, you see. These.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the old ones, the Nora ones there. Yeah. Yeah, I've converted a few then as well. There's one into a Pac-Man and
yeah. Use the joysticks and the buttons and all that.
I have stuff like that. I'm always looking for spares of it for stuff like that. But yeah. I would think for monitors.
This used to be all machines, but it's no longer.
Oh, these are. I'm looking for these size actually.
That size?
Yeah.
Well, it's probably gone there these days. See these? Line up transformers.
Oh yeah.
They're brand new, you see. We overstocked them years ago. They at the time were very expensive, but I don't even think they have them now.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't mind taking it.
Yeah. I work with them. Maybe the baby pokers.
Yeah.
Good there. That's actually worth it. That's a 10. I used to sell for 10 and now. I'm just showing you can go off and have a look around.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, I'm just trying to take it in as well.
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time. It doesn't have to be. Just flash of these. Okay. These are what's probably what was the fault with these was the monitors. The bad monitors in them. There's only time when we got rid of the last stuff. There's just you can see it's filled up. Space is just filled up on it.
And they're big machines and it goes back.
I have another store out. I have a store in my house. I have another store of my mother's house. I can take pictures of what's in there.
Oh yeah.
I think there's another 2 or 3 of them. There's a few driving games, but they're big double-sized driving games.
Oh yeah.
Big.
Even those, you're getting big here, aren't you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind one of those, but it's the space.
Space kids.
If you want a joystick's a joystick there.
I might take a few. Yeah.
Joysticks there. They're right.
Are these poker boards?
Yeah.
Would you have old boards as well, or?
Video game boards.
Yeah.
I gave a few to your buddy. I don't know if they're working.
Oh yeah, fair
But
enough.
it's awful hard to get them.
Yeah.
You see, they get corroded and everything over time.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Chips go.
I got a stack from a lad in was it Kildare or something like that, but
Yeah.
they were all corroded. I'm getting to fix them one at a time. But
Is it? Yeah.
Parts everywhere.
This computer is this.
Transformers, all sort of stuff. A bit of a overload of stuff here. Konami driver. It's hard to see anything. Old Le Mans machine. Tons of that snooker stuff. It's a sit-down Ridge Racer. It's a big fella. It's a big Star Wars arcade and the Ultracade beside it. It was a aftermarket thing though. So here there's that House of the Dead 2, House of the Dead 1. There's 2 Nora cabs out there. It's got those Scud Race. Now these I wouldn't mind. Can you detach them? Yes. There's more stuff here. There's those cranes. That's Fatal Judgment. Oh, how did I miss that? A crazy taxi. That's awesome. I think my friend would want that. Here it is. But I've seen those Naomi. Oh, Jambo Safari. I'd be interested in those. Well, the lads would be. I wouldn't, but I know my friends would be. There's monitors everywhere, but there's a like this. Like this. What's there? Nothing. I actually love this sign. That's it like that. Okay, so that was interesting. So it was a cool warehouse. There's actually 2 locations and one has an upstairs. There's an upstairs in the other one as well, but that was blocked off. So I'd love to know if there's actually stuff there as well. But I got a good look at everything. I'm trying to show as much as I can. There's photos as well. I'll probably just put them here somewhere, maybe here, the place. of other stuff. There's a, what was there? There was a generic Naomi cab. There was that Jambo Safari Naomi cab, and the seat and the topper were separate in the other warehouse, but it's all there. There's that crazy taxi one. There's those a few sit-down racers. These are big and they're just tricky to maintain, and the problem with all of these is the boards are failing and they're just a nightmare to fix. So it's probably not a good idea to get these. As much as I'd love an outright sit down, these are time bombs really. You can convert them to MAME, but then you need to change the wheel because it's not compatible and all that kind of stuff. What else was there? There was a few of those poker cabs which I like very much for converting, so I might see if I can grab one or two of these. There was those two House of the Dead cabs, 1 and 2. These would be very cool. I know these will be problematic down the line as well, but it'd be cool to have, at least for a while. What else was there? There was that Star Wars thing, that Star Wars cab, which looked interesting. I think the lads are interested in all these anyway. So there was a Namco. Was it a Point Blank? It looked like a Point Blank cab. There was the pinball. There was a few things. But anyway, I got a few freebies too. I got these joystick controllers here. Very cool. He gave them to me, so that's very nice. And let me flip this. This thing, which is a pinball display. I'm not sure exactly for what game. It looks like a racer, a car type of game. So maybe I'll do some research. But I saw it and I was like, oh, I need to grab this regardless, because these are standard generic. They'll fit anything. I can use the parts for one of my pins anyway, and these aren't cheap. So when I went to ask how much he wanted, he said no, you can just grab that and we'll do a deal on the rest. So he gave me that for free, which is fantastic. So there you go. Alright folks, so you'll pardon the noise, but I'm driving right now, and thank God I have this stand for my camera, but it's happening. We're actually, well, I am on my way back to the arcade warehouse that I looked at a while back, picking up a few cabs. So a lot has happened in the meantime. We're back and forth, but long story short, one of the lads had to pull out because space issues and just bad timing. That's the way it is. So what we'll do is actually we'll grab the cabs that he wanted with an option that he can get them off us for the same price, you know, whenever he wants. So and if not, we'll have an extra cab. So so the story is I really wanted that pinball, but I think I'm priced out of that. I was interested in the crazy taxi, but one of the other guys was more interested in it than I would be, and it's only fair that it goes to him. I think he really wanted it. So I'm picking up a few other cabs. I'm picking up the 2 other Naomis, so the Jambo Safari, which I'll probably convert either to a crazy taxi, or more likely I'll see if I can put Outrun 2 in there. I know it's not the same system, but it should fit just fine. That should be interesting. And I'm picking up the other generic Naomi system. I think that has Virtua Fighter in it. So I'm picking those 2 up, and a few of the poker cabs, if not all of them if I can. So there'll be a few projects in the process, but first I have to get there, I have to load them in the van and bring them back home. And then we have to arrange all the transport for the other guy, because he wants, so he's picking up the Star Wars, he's picking up the Crazy Taxi, I think he's picking up one of the House of the Dead 2. I'd love the first one, but it's probably too big for me to have anywhere. I just wouldn't have the room. I think he wants the pinball, depends on how much you can get it for him. And what else? Speaking another cab or 2, I think. So we'll have to arrange, because it's way down south, in the south of Ireland, so we'll have to arrange that as well. Hopefully my mic is picking up my voice, because there's a lot of noise on the road here. Anyway, let's get there and keep you posted. So I'm back home. couldn't really film much of it, to be honest. We were just loading stuff, and well, I was hoping to show you more footage, but I kind of was like, well, we've seen sort of everything the last time, so I suppose what you want to see is what did I get. So let me flip this camera over, and I'll show you what I got. It's actually not all I've got. There's one more piece left over there, but I'll give you an idea. I got monitors. Well, not just monitors, but I got a lot of monitors. These are, if you remember, these are the 14 inches monitors that I got. So I got a few chassis for these. I got full assemblies, spare chassis, and then I got a ton of these little 9-inch, 10-inch, 9-inch monitors and chassis. These were taken from poker machines. There's a good bit of screen burn on all of them, but I can deal with that. You know, if you put a dark overlay over it, like in my Galaga, you won't even see the burn. And also I do have a few tubes, 9-inch tubes upstairs there that I can replace those with anyway. So I'm gonna do that, gonna see how many I can fix. There's a lot of chassis, and he has a lot more, so I'm actually gonna grab more from them. He gave me those, by the way. These were all free, so I will get more from him. We sort of have an arrangement as well, so I'll help him shift more stuff. But there you go. Yeah, that's quite a lot of chassis. It'll keep me busy for a while trying to repair those, and then I'm gonna get more anyway, and bigger ones. You'll see why in a second. I also got these two poker cabs, the Noro ones. If you've followed the channel for a while now, you know what I do with those. I love them. So this one is probably going to become a Ghost and Goblins dedicated one, and I'm not sure with this one. Maybe R-Type then, or I do have a bubble board I'd love to get a cab out of. The problem is this is a bit small for a 2-player, although we can manage, I suppose, but it'll be awkward as a 2-player, you know, side by side. And bubble really is cool when you play 2 players. So I don't know, I'll see what I do with it, with this other one. I don't know where I'll put them, that's the only thing, but I'll deal with that when it comes to it. I might have to move cabs again and maybe sell a couple of the cabs I have there. And then there's this Naomi cab. Now this is a much bigger cab. This one is running, it's all there first. I'm assuming it's not working, it's untested. I'm assuming the screen is gone, I'm assuming a lot of things are gone, but I mean the shell of a cab, Naomi cab, you can't say no to. So I got this. I mean the board is here. I've stripped a lot of stuff, I've just taken the covers off. So the board is here and everything. So I'm gonna have to test it first, see what's working, what's not working, and then take it from there. We're gonna go to just a restoration. Now whether it'll stay a Virtua Fighter or I'm gonna put something else in it, even maybe a multi-game or something like that, like a Pandora's box. I don't know. I'll see. Again, I'm not sure where I'll put it. I'll probably put this in the blue shed at the back in our gym where the pinball is. But I still don't know yet. If you've seen the monitors, you've seen this little head box there, header box, and you probably already just got a glimpse of this guy. This is for a Jambo Safari Naomi cab as well. I got this. Now the cool thing about this, the Jambo Safari was an okay game. It was fine. It was okay, but the cool thing about this is it's a standard layout and everything is standard for a Crazy Taxi. Now there was a Crazy Taxi, if you remember in the previous video, in the photos I showed, there was a Crazy Taxi, there was this Naomi, and there was the House of the Dead cabs, there was the Star Wars, there was a lot of these. Unfortunately I don't have the space for these even, and certainly didn't have the space for a House of the Dead. So one of the guys got the House of the Dead. He really wanted the Crazy Taxi more than me, and what I really want is a project to work on. So this will actually suit me better than a finished Crazy Taxi. It'd be interesting, certainly. So I'll see what what I can do with this. It's a funny shape. I've never had a Naomi cab, but yeah, they're just funny shapes. I think I prefer the wooden cabs, but these are quite popular with a lot of people. So still, it's cool to have, and can't say no to one of these. Now, these are the cabs I have. There's in fact 2 of these, so I'll be grabbing the other one. So I'll probably convert one to Crazy Taxi, keep the Jambo Safari just in case, and then just if I want to revert it, although I don't know, I'll see. And then in the other one, I know that Ollie from Arcade Art Shop has converted one to a Chihiro running an Outrun 2 board. So that's what I'm going to do with one of those. Put an Outrun 2 in it. I've always wanted one. I don't really have room for a sit-down cabinet, although there's a few of these there too. And Fiona sort of pushed me to see if I could get one anyway. We don't know where we'll put it. So if it's coming from my wife, I might just have to listen and get one. But we'll see about that in the future. So we're not quite done there with this op. But this is what I've got from there so far. My friend got a House of the Dead 2. He got the Crazy Taxi. There was a pinball there, which was out of my price range. So he got that as well. It was still cheap. It's just my budget for this was minimal, and the prices were minimal. But even a minimal pinball is out of my price range. Think about it, I got all these for free. He gave them to me, so yeah, these were quite cheap. And what else did he get? I think that's it. And then I'm sorting out other people for the House of the Dead one, the Point Blank cab, and there's the Star Wars as well, Star Wars cab there. And the cool story is that there's another location now. That and I've got a good rapport with the guy, so I'm going to start looking into that second location and see what's there. But this is going to keep me busy for a long time, I'd say. So I'm not sure which one to start with, the Jambo Safari or the generic cab. It's funny, I would be more attached to this than I would be to this, because JAMA stuff or JAMA type stuff, or I can play on any machine. But having a cab like that with specific controls, stuff you can't just replicate on your PC, is much more interesting. That's sort of what I like in arcade machines. It's experience you can't quite replicate on a modern PC with MAME, and certainly this you want a driving and a stick and that kind of stuff. So it has all the pedals as well, and I think the other cab has as well. But folks, this is this is the, is it the end? It's not quite the end, but this is what I grabbed. So all these monitors, 2 poker cabs, 3 Naomi cabinets, and there might be more, and I don't want to say too much about that. And all the other cabs have been spoken for, or will be shortly. So I don't mind publishing these videos now at this stage. Yeah, interesting. It was exciting. I think the most exciting part is certainly to go and explore and see what's available. And I love the part where he has all these stacked up. This is, I didn't even dent the amount of the monitors that he has. I mean, he has a few 19-inch, he has bigger monitors. There's a ton of these poker monitors, which I have a fondness for. A few of them will go in there. I have good working ones anyway for there, but it's always handy to have spare ones and spare parts and spare tubes. And even though they burn on them, I'll try and source newer tubes. For the 14-inch are easy to find. You still find TVs. It'll be harder for the 9-inch, 10-inch, but we'll find something, I'm sure. Folks, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting and somewhat exciting. I mean, yeah, certainly finding these and exploring a warehouse full of arcade machines and poker machines and gambling stuff is certainly exciting to me. Alright folks, so it's time to start working on these 2 Naomi cabinets. First thing I want to do is first check whether these motherboards are working. So this is what we have inside. You'll excuse the mess of cable. I'm going to try to climb over stuff without making it fall. It takes those big Sanwa CRTs. Now I tried to power them. These are fried. This one is sparking. There's loads of spark on the anode wire here. So I'm gonna have to, well, probably just do full recap, change the flyback, etc, etc. Just clean them to start with first. There was a neglow here and there was a current coming here, so I'm gonna try and clean this first because there could be a small leak in the anode cup, and then see if that powers. This one is completely fried and dead, so we'll check the fuses first. They'll probably do a recap. Look at the shite that's caked on this, so it needs a clean anyway. So I'm gonna need to take them out, at least the chassis out. I'll try to keep the tube in and just give it a thorough brush as much as I can. But I need to clean the chassis. So this is what's inside the Naomi cab. They're very similar. This is Naomi 2, this is a Naomi 1. The Naomi 2 is backward compatible, and there's very few games actually, at least in cartridge, that only need Naomi 2. So most games should work in both. I think it's only an issue in the GDROM. So you got your transformer. This takes 110 to operate. So this brings it up to 110 from 220 here. We got our 5, 3.3 and 12. I think this is our sound amp. Other things here, I'm not sure exactly what they do, but I'll look it up. And our Naomi motherboard. Now I wanted to check whether these work. The good thing about these is they're VGA motherboards, so you can actually hook that up off any VGA monitor, and if it works, we should see a picture. So I've done just that. I've taken a tiny little VGA monitor, and well, what do you know, Jambo Safari is working. This is great. It's not so much a game I want. This will be converted probably to a Crazy Taxi. And the other one, I'd love to get a Shihiro running in there with Outrun 2. So it's going to be a bigger project conversion, I think. First I have to find a Outrun 2 board. So that's one tested. I'm going to do the same thing over there and see if Virtua Fighter 4 is working. Alright, so this is the other Naomi board I have, and this one is not booting. It's the one with the Virtua Fighter 4. Both lights are working. But there's one thing, is this fan isn't moving. It's not spinning, and it's sending 5 volts to the van, and this wire is sort of a sensor wire, and the board will not boot if one of the fans isn't moving. So I'm gonna have a look at, see if I can see the way this should be free. This should be very free, and if I can spin it with my hand and it do a few turns. This one, no, it's not as free. So I'm gonna see if I can clean it. It might be just stuck. If not, I'm not sure about replacements for these. I'll have to do a bit of research. There's another thing here, is that there's a super cap. I'm going to change that. I've taken it out already. You should really do that on all your motherboards anyway. Take out that super cap. But this fan needs either fixing or changed, and I'm not sure about spare part. Alright, I took the Wii fan apart here, and you can see all this corrosion here, so I'm going to try my best to clean this. This can work on 5 volts, so I'll just power it through 5 volts on the test bench, and I'll see what it does. I got this thing, it's a little magnet actually, dipping in vinegar for a couple of hours, and then I'll clean it. There's rust on this side, on the top side and the bottom side. On this side, I should probably dip this little plate as well, although it's okay. So see this here, tiny little thing. This is the size of my finger, filthy finger. But so this thing here is the bearing, and that is indeed spinning freely. If I can just even do it with one hand, it's going to be tricky, but oops, you can actually hear it spin freely. So this part is fine. I think it was just corrosion, and that disc was just preventing the whole thing from spinning freely. So we'll try and clean that, and hopefully it'll work, and hopefully that's what our problem is with this board. The problem is it won't boot. It won't even try to boot if one of the fan isn't working. So we'll see. If anything, it'll always be handy to have spare fans, spare parts. You know the way I work. Alright, so I got this fan put back together. I'm using, well, at least it's spinning freely. Just using the Arduino supply here, just to tap, was it 3.3 volts or 5 volts? I should probably send 5 volts in this rail. Actually, 3.3 will make it spin, it doesn't matter. But let's just see. No, nothing. Yeah, this guy is toast. Anyway, so this thing is gone, which is a shame, because I was really hoping. Actually, let me just see, just in case there's a problem with this rail. No, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, this thing is toast, fry, gone. It's unfortunate. So yeah, this is going to be a problem, because finding this piece, these parts, might be tricky. The only way to find one is on another motherboard. I'll do some research. Maybe I can just get a broken motherboard. It is risky, but get a broken motherboard and just use the fan on that as well. But yeah, this motherboard isn't going to go anywhere without this fan. Shame, 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 shame. I might just need to get a brand new one, or working one for now. Alright, so I give these chassis a wash. Just a wash, and well, I haven't tried this one, but I put one in this cab. Now I know the board worked and everything, and well, look at that. It's working absolutely fine, and the image is it's just stunning, really gorgeous. I really like those monitors. These are VGA monitors essentially, so it's part of the JVS format. So I've just been trying, and it's all working fine. Everything is working. So there's a few things I need to do with this cab, but this is this is really encouraging. The stuff I need to just clean, all of this I just want to clean, maybe get new artwork, or actually just get rid of all this and then keep it blank for now, and down the line get new artwork. But I'm just going to clean it, tidy it a bit, put everything back. But you can see all this crust here, all this kind of crap need to be cleaned. And the last thing is, there's a rest here. There's a thing where you rest your arse on it, and that's broken. It broke here somewhere. How does it go? Something like that. Yeah, there you go. It should be like this. So I'm gonna have to maybe just strip the paint off that and weld it back together. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll work. Although here, yeah, it needs to be welded back here as well. Look at that. It's completely gone from it. There's no way I can rest on this. Yeah, this needs to be just sanded, at least here and here, cleaned and welded back. These are not full welds right here, so yeah, just needs to be welded here and here and here. Okay, fair enough. Bang. But as for this guy, well, I'm still waiting for the fan. I ordered the fan about, it's what a week and a half ago now, or 2 weeks almost, and today I only got confirmation that the order is processed. Yeah, not great service, and they haven't replied to any of my mails, but at least it's on its way, so I'll be able to test the other Naomi and see if it works. Hopefully it does. Actually, you can hear there's a rattling here, so this speaker isn't working properly. Yeah, I can hear sound properly here, but not here. So these are actually standard car speakers, so I'll just replace that with, I think I have a couple of spare speakers, can replace that easily. But the speakers are part of this assembly. They're actually part of this monitor back, so when you remove this you have to be careful, because you can't just pull it out. There's 2 wires for each, one for each speaker to connect it. Other than that, it's really good condition. I have the topper as well. The artwork will probably need a change. I might see if I can get some crazy taxi out of artwork, although for here there's not much we can do. I don't know. I'll see. Right, I got this chassis plugged in back into the second cab. I'm hoping it'll work, and I've done something you shouldn't do. I'm testing two things at once here. So I finally got my replacement fan for this motherboard, and just putting everything back together. I think it's okay now. Yeah. So let's try this. Okay, I'm hearing static. That's a good thing. This is running. Oh! That's sweet. That is sweet. Ah, nice. So everything is running here. Obviously it's booting, but okay, so we have an error on screen. This, I believe, is a cart issue. SPR 0C2 0C02C0DE. I'll have to look up what that means, if that means anything. But the good news is our monitor is working, and when our motherboard is booting, is it booting into the game and then failing at the cart? That's what I need to figure out. So I'm gonna swap carts here and see what happens. Right, I've put Jambo Safari in this cart. I just saw the Naomi booting screen. Let's just wait to see if we get any yeah, okay, so the motherboard is working. Well, actually, let's just wait for everything to load up. But it looks like the motherboard is working, and the issue is with the cart. Now, I know that these carts can be very sensitive to voltages, and sometimes there's a few chips there, and if the voltages peak, they can fry. So I'm just going to open this at some point and have a look. But our monitor is working, our motherboard is working. Not a bad day today. Pretty happy with that. So essentially, they just needed a clean. This had, the fan had completely failed. I couldn't fix it. Completely just rusted. So I got a new fan and got the motherboard working. This is great news. And we're now running Jambo Safari on this. There's no reason why we would run it, but it's just to see, test if it worked. So I'm gonna hopefully have a look at this cart, open it up, see what's inside, and maybe with a bit of luck I can replace. I see some traces of soldering and flux here. Is there an EEPROM? Could be an EEPROM issue. I'll have a look. And hopefully we can fix that. Not that I'm particularly fond of Virtua Fighter, but it'll be cool to have it. I think ultimately I might run just a Pandora's box in this, just because for convenience, strictly for convenience. It'd be great to have one big JAMA cab where I can run, or one multi-game cab where I can run all my stuff, at least for testing. And there's always people asking me for a specific game, and I don't have a JAMA cab or a multi-game in my setup, so it'd be great to have one. I'll see. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking what I'm going to do with these cabs at this stage. The light bulb isn't working there. I need to replace that, but that's okay. This is a great day. So what next? Well, next I want to see if this Naomi card can be saved, and we might leave it at that for this video until I get the other cab, because there's another one of these coming, and oh boy, gonna have my hands full with these as well. Bit of an update on this. So I took the Jambo Safari apart. The monitor is still over there. Front panel, everything that was sort of heavy or heavier, but I can carry on its own, so I can actually just move this, and I'm gonna move it out of the, well, I cleaned it as well. It was just caked in dust, and there's still residue of whatever, but it's actually clean now, or cleaner. There's tiny traces of rust, but I want this out of this shed for now, and I'm gonna move it over there to the blue shed beside a pinball. So
It's actually a lot easier and lighter now. It's still heavy and I still have to be careful, but I'll manage on my own. So let's do that, and then I'll rebuild it over there once it's all done. They do warn you when you get candy cabs or Naomi cabs or anything like that to mind the size. This is just too wide for the door to go in. Sort of the easy way. Let me show you. Yeah, well, I just tried a few times. Can't quite align it properly now. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to tilt it on its side. It's okay here, it's padded, and just slide it slowly and carefully. Fun. Dude, I guess you don't want to help me? No, okay. Man, I'm glad I took everything off. There's no way I could have done this on my own without all the stuff off. It's actually not bad. It gives me a chance to look at the underneath, and it's quite clean, so I might just wipe a bit of stuff here, but it's actually nice and clean underneath, which is great. Alright, putting things back in, and it's all working again, so it's great. There's always a little moment you're going, I hope I haven't messed anything, so I'm going to just put everything back together properly, just clean around the cab. Well, this cab is going to be here. This is our gym here. It's right now it's hosting my some of my surfboards as well. I'm going to have to move a lot of that collection as well. It's just I need to sell some of that stuff as well. It's just taking space here, and I'm not using it at all. Or at least box it and put it in storage for now, because I could use the space. Those surfboards are going to go out of here. I might put the pinball over here, and then this bike is going to come here instead, where this guy is. And then, well, this can go further against the wall anyway. I just have it away from the wall just to so I can access stuff. So still a good bit to put back, but this cab is going to be here. As to what I want to do with it, well, right now I'm probably going to get a crazy taxi and just play crazy taxi on this. I think down the line I would love it to be, am I better off actually to do that first anyway? Just get a Shihiro system and run Outrun 2 on this. I'm pretty sure it's simple and plug and play really. Just I don't know enough about the Shihiro system, so I don't want to fork out a lot of money for a system that doesn't work. I want something that works right off the bat. So I'll have a look what's around, if there are any systems for sale or anything like that. I don't know anything about it, but it'll be cool to run an Outrun 2 out of this cab, and then maybe use the other one as a multi-cab for driver games, Naomi driver games, or even just convert it into just a straight crazy taxi. Really, that's the only game I would want out of a Naomi setup. 18-wheelers would be cool, but there's a difference. The steering is different, and well, I think it's just the steering that's different. It uses a 360 wheel, as opposed to this is 270, like it stops, whereas the other one just spins all the way around. I'll see. Anyway, let's put this back together, and then I think I'll put this back together. We'll probably end this video here, and then the next one will be something else, maybe that other cab, or the restoration of this. There's going to be a lot more Chihiro and Naomi stuff on this channel for a while, because I have 3 cabs now to look after, so things are going to be interesting. This is new territory for me. Man, you'll have to excuse the wind here, but I'm starting to remove stuff from here just to clean it thoroughly, because it's just filthy. And this plate for the pedals came off, so one of the screws just broke in there, and 2 I had to cut them out essentially. But this is why you want to do all this. Looks well. There's pennies here, old pen. Are they? Yes, they are old. The old Irish coins with the, come on, are they euros? Are they actually euros, or are they? They might be actually, because of course the euro just came in early in the 2000, yes, cents. I thought they were the old pennies from back when we still had the pound. This one is wedged in. It's so cool. Ah, look at this. I shouldn't be touching this with my hand. Old cigarettes,
More pennies and coins. There's a euro coin. There you go. My fortune is made. Yeah. Oh, this is so filthy and dirty. Okay, let's clean this. Right, so I've just finished cleaning this front panel. I'm going to put the button back here. There was a lot of just old artwork here that was just crumbling and peeling off and just full of goo. So it took a while to get everything out. There's a few kind of blemishes and things like that here. This will probably get a coat of paint. I might just go ahead and sand it down at some point and repaint it anyway. But for now, I just want to get the cab clean, back together, and then we can think about a conversion and think about all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, just cleaning this cab, and this is ready to go back, and then I'll just have the pedal assembly, and then we can focus on the seat, welding that back up. Alright folks, so here's the last part of putting this back together. So this section here was broken. All the stuff that's needed to fix everything here was just completely sheared off. So you can see there's a very messy welding job, but it's actually, well, it looks better on the other side. But yeah, I did my best to try and fit everything back together. I just put extra bits of metal because essentially there was a giant hole here. It looked like it had been kind of pried apart or something like that, so it had broken here. So I added a big bar here. I did that on both sides because they were both broken the same way. You can see more messy welding stuff. I'm not a welder, and it's easy to see why it's a skill, but at least it's solid. It supports my weight. It won't crack anytime soon. So anyway, so I put this back together. It's gonna need, sanding just to get rid of all those big blobs of weld patches. But I'm gonna do that afterwards. Get a Dremel bit and just get in there and a repaint. The top has suffered the most. This is actually just a mark from the welder. Not much I can do about that, so I'm gonna just clean that and redo it. But here is here's the cab. I have to say these cabs look great, but ultimately I want to put Crazy Taxi in this cab, and I have a Chihiro as well where I want to outrun 2 in this cab as well. So yeah, I'll change it every now and then, but it's going to be a Crazy Taxi and outrun 2. But there you go folks, this was it's actually painless. It just took a little while to get everything running, but I hope this was of some interest anyway. I love watching other people restore their cab or put them back together, so that's what I'm trying to do with this channel. Dun, 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 dun. That's not the... Anyway, doesn't matter. Folks, I got the art for the Crazy Taxi. So what have we got here? We've got, I think that's for either the seat or the marquee. There's one piece missing, but he's sending that very soon. And I think that's the seat piece. So this is probably for the marquee. So normally the marquee itself is backlit and it's on a piece of plexiglass, but it's bent. So we can't really do that. So what I'm going to do, and I don't want to put that over the existing marquee. So I'm going to find a piece of plexiglass and bend it with heat. Hopefully I can do that. And then we can apply this on it and see if that can fit the marquee. You'll see what I mean when I do it. I'm going to do this last probably because I'm waiting for the other piece, whether this is for the seat or for the marquee. They should be similar size, so I don't want to mess it up. We have all these stickers for the control panel. That's great. I can't do that now because, again, I'm going to have to paint that cab or a portion of that cab, and that dashboard needs to be entirely painted before I apply any stickers on it. What we can put already is we have this for the monitor bezel, and it goes on a piece that doesn't need to be painted, so we'll do that. We have this other piece for the monitor bezel. So yep, this monitor cover or bezel, whatever it's called. So we can put that in.
We have this for the subwoofer speaker, which I measured the one that was there already. I don't think Ollie had the measurements, so I sent him the measurements of the existing one, and he made that. So he has that if you need one now. He's able to make those. We have the side decals. These were tricky to do because there's some metallic effect on it. So, but he was able to do them. So we can put those, and we have this, the topper. Now the existing topper, I think is, yeah, it's bent. So I'm gonna have to find a way to mount these elegantly. Not sure how that's going to work. I might have to drill just small holes here and just put brackets to mount it. I wouldn't like having to do that, but yeah, I'll have to think of a way. Or maybe just use the existing... I'll see what's there already. I can't remember how it's mounted. Maybe just use some double-sided tape behind and put that on the existing mounting brackets that are there. I'm not sure. We'll find a way to put all this. But this is solid. Like this is on, what is it, plexiglass as well? Yeah, it looks, or some acrylic based stuff. Really cool, really sturdy. So beautiful art. We're gonna put these already. We can do that, and then the rest we're gonna have to do some painting, some figuring out. So let's do this. All right, so I got the subwoofer cover on. I got these two pieces of art here on the gray outline. So essentially, I need to paint this guy here, and the box on top. This is actually angled, so there's no mounting bracket, so it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to take this whole assembly there, and here we can either just use what's here already and maybe just put the decal over. I'd like to not do that if I can, so I'll see if I can find a similar width and a piece of plexiglass. I think I have one, and then see if we can bend that. But I need to take this off. It comes off easily enough at the back, and then there's just one thing to unplug. So we'll do that. I think might as well do that now and be done. So yeah, I've put here, right now I've taken the Jambo Safari side art out, and this will come in here like that. And it only goes to the middle, actually the other way, but it only goes to the middle. Is that the right one? No, that's the other one I need. Yeah, so it goes to about here, which is I looked on other cabs. It seems to be the way it goes. I have as well the covers for here. Just remove them so I can take this out. So let's continue. Oh yeah, we need to paint this out. I might need to just strip it all together and completely respray it as opposed to just light sand it, because there's some dirt. Maybe just the sanding will do. We'll see. Okay, I got the that's the topper. I've detached pretty much everything. I'm just taping what needs to be taped. I'm not going to do the inside, but I'm just doing very, very thin coat. So I gave it a small light sand first, just to provide some grip, and then I'm just going with really, really thin coats and just doing a sanding in between. So this is the second coat on this. I'm probably going to do 5, and after the third one I'll start doing some just very gentle wet sanding, just to get a smooth finish on it. So, but doing small coats like that, it dries super quick. So it's easy to work on. So yeah, I'm gonna do another one for today, leave it overnight, and do the other 2 hopefully tomorrow. And here I've actually put this guy here just to see what it looked like. But here I've essentially, most of this would actually be hidden, so I'm just doing the edges just in case something shows, but I'm just taping most of it off. I need to do the underneath as well there, but other than that, I'm just going to do, I'm not going to bother sanding any of it in between coats. I'm just going to do like maybe just 3 very thin coats. It's just to make sure that nothing shows when everything is back together, you know. And then I have, I have this piece that goes under. There's the Gladiator cab, and I have this, the bezel, which is, I took everything that I could take out without, you know, breaking stuff, because some of it, like the grill there, I'm going to have to tape off, and the Naomi sign there, I'll have to tape that off. The rest, yeah, I'm just going to do light sands, and we'll do five coats the same way. Keep working. Okay, so I have this piece of plexiglass, which was actually from the old Neo Geo replica cab I had. So it's exactly the same width as this, by chance, really. There's a few holes, but that's okay because there's going to be an overlay over it. So what I'm doing here is I'm measuring where the angle. I'm wondering if I should actually just allow for a bit more, and then maybe cut it afterwards. Yeah, maybe that. And then I'm going to heat this with a heat gun, and it should bend the plastic. That's the idea. That's the theory, anyway. We'll see. Alright, so this is as well as I could do it, at least for the first time. It started bubbling. It could be just the material that's here. It started bubbling up, and so I sanded back as much as I could, so it's nice and smooth, but you can see some of the bubbles inside the material. So I'm not sure what I should have used. The heat gun just wasn't cutting it, so I used a torch, which I've seen people do instead of the heat gun. I thought it was being a bit conservative with a heat gun, but it just didn't heat it up enough, and the torch ended up heating it too much. Anyway, it's tiny bit short. It's a tiny bit short, but I think I can get away by just overlapping the artwork on the existing frame. So I'm going to apply the artwork and leave maybe a strip at the bottom, and that should be ready to go. Oh no, I need to drill holes here because it's mounted on the top before I apply the artwork. Let me grab the artwork and see how it would fit on this. Slowly taking shape. I'm liking it. That came out really well. So interestingly, halfway through my 3 cans of paint, I ran out of paint, and I went back to the shop here locally to order some, and they said they couldn't get a supply anymore. They get the supply from the UK, and because of Brexit and probably the pandemic at the moment, but mostly Brexit, supply lines have been disrupted. So they're trying to find new suppliers, and that takes a while. Luckily, I was able to find some on eBay in Germany, so I ordered them. So that took a while. So there's probably a gap of 2 weeks between all this. Artwork came out really well. So there's like 5 coats, and then a coat of just varnish. Yeah, so that works out really well. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for a lot of suppliers. They're actually just changing all their supply routes from where they used to get stuff in the UK, because now it's heavily taxed, and obviously that costs way too much money. So yeah, it's interesting times ahead. I mean, for us, supply lines will just be changed. You know, that's really what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm not sure that's going to work out for the UK. Anyway, that's another discussion. But yeah, that's the situation right now. A lot of stuff we can't find here in Ireland because they can't import it from the UK anymore, and it takes a while to source them from other parts in Europe. Anyway, so I have this here. So interestingly, the bottom is never painted, so we just have the dashboard and the seat, and on original Crazy Taxi cabs, the bottom is still white. I have the artwork here. I'm gonna have to put some padding because I can't seem to be able to get the screws to bite properly anymore. So I might have to put some padding because it vibrates slightly and creates a buzz from the subwoofer. That thing is huge, as you can see. So yeah, so I have that, and I have the other. Shut up, crows. I have the other panels over there. I have 3 coats on them. I think 3 coats was enough, actually. And oh yeah, by the way, I've done all the cement here for Fiona's car, and I'm going to extend it over there, make a series of steps here, so we can actually go to the shed without having to get into the grass and get our feet wet and all dirty and manky, especially in winter. So yeah, this is turning out well, nice and glossy. I don't know, will I do another? I might just sand that down, just do another 2 coats of yellow, just for good measure, and then varnish it. That's actually clear varnish. I don't need that yet. Yeah, I might just do that, and it'll be ready to go back in. This comes off rather easily. I was afraid I'd have to dismantle the shift altogether, but once you remove the 4 screws, the head actually can, or you can actually pull the lever all, and it detaches easily, so it's all in one unit. Same with the wheel. I thought I would have to remove the shaft from behind, but there's only 1 screw actually holding the wheel into the shaft, so that's actually very handy. So that was actually rather pain-free to remove. There's just a lot of little bolts on the side to take out, but that's really it. Yeah, that's gonna look really nice. Let's keep working. Oh my god, we're nearly there. I still have this part to attach and the art to apply to it, but look at this! Look at this! Oh, it's so cool! Oh, really happy with that. No art available for the gear shift, but that's okay. It's still sort of on theme color wise. It should say, I think, forward, reverse, something like that, and have colors, but it's actually rather inconspicuous. Like, it doesn't stand out, so I think it's fine. The artwork for this is really cool. So it's now in place. I still have to source bolts proper, like these guys for here. These will do for now, but they're not ideal, so we'll source those at some point. We still have the topper to install. I need to do a little contraption with the plastic, bend more plastic, and do like a little angle, or maybe I could use angle brackets. I want to avoid putting rivets in that piece of art as much as I can. It won't look very nice, so I'll have to find a way, maybe to glue it or epoxy it to the artwork that I got, which is it's not original, it's custom. So, you know, the modifications, at least if we don't see them, might be required. Anyway, let's put this here and apply the artwork to it, and we're nearly there. We're done. That's it, folks. We're done with this Jambo Safari. We still have the bottom here, the base of it, but Jambo Safari conversion to a crazy taxi. This was a cool project, and yeah, I'm glad I did it. I know some people will feel that it's a shame to convert a Jambo Safari into that, but there was actually no, like, the artwork was damaged on the cab anyway. It needed changed, and all I've done is just paint over some just common Naomi bits, really. Like, there was nothing other than the marquee and the marquees and the topper that I've kept. The rest was sort of standard stuff. Anyway, the paint came out really well. Really happy with that. There's a nice gloss and a clean finish. It's probably my best paint job, dare I say, and yeah, really happy with it. It's just standard acrylic paint and a few coats of that. I think 5 coats in some places, and a coat of varnish. This is temporarily on. I couldn't find a solution I was happy with, so I actually went with, you can see there, little screws. They're tiny, but they work. And behind I have it on a bracket. So I only had 1 bracket, so I have the holes drilled and all that. It's standing on 1 bracket. It's standing. I mean, it's not going anywhere, but it's just, I need to put at least this tree 3 brackets that should go in there at the back. Well, 3 more. But at least this is on it. It looks fabulous. It looks fantastic. I'm not going to turn this on because, you know, main theme, demonetization, or whatever, at least a copyright claim. I don't want to do that. It's about converting this cab. There's one thing I wasn't sure about. Actually, I couldn't see if there was any custom art for these legs. The art for these legs is here, but I can't remember if there was art for these legs. And I only spotted that just before recording this section. The bottom here, I can't do much about because it's screen printed, and yeah, I'm gonna have to live with that. It's actually on theme with the colors, like it's white, black, yellow, and red. I mean, this is what we have here. This here is, I think, from Crazy Taxi 2. Ollie didn't have the art for the first Crazy Taxi. So, I mean, I can live with that. It's pretty cool. Park it here. Really cool. And yeah, so there you go, folks. I hope this was interesting. This was a long time coming. I've had this cab now for quite a while. It's been thoroughly enjoyed, but it's just nice now to have it finally completed. It's sitting in our gym here, right next to the white waters. That was another that was the longest restoration job I've ever done. That took a while. And I learned a good bit actually on this. But there you go, folks. Thank you for watching. I hope this was interesting or entertaining. Let me know in the comments. And I'm glad I finished this because I started already working on the next cab. So it was overdue that I finished this at some point. Folks, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.